Welcome to Zhangjiajie National Park, home to some of the most stunning natural landscapes in the world, known for its unique rock formations. These majestic mountains even inspired the Hallelujah Mountains in the famous Avatar movie. However, visiting Zhangjiajie can be challenging due to the park's vast size and multiple entrances, each leading to different attractions. In this video, we'll tell you tips and the truth about visiting the extraordinary destination. So let's start with how to get there. If you're staying in Zhangjiajie City Center, start by going to the Zhangjiajie Bus Center to purchase the shuttle buses tickets. The bus will head to the West Gate, which is the main entrance of Zhangjiajie National Park. We're at the bus to get to the National Park of Zhangjiajie, and we ride the bus from Zhangjiajie Tourist Center. We thought the bus will be a direct bus that takes you, a dedicated bus that takes you to Zhangjiajie National Forest, but it's actually a public bus, so it made a lot of stops along the way. So don't be confused if that happens. Once you arrive at the entrance gate, you can buy your tickets at the ticket office. And this was when our first uncomfortable experience began. A woman started following us, persistently offering her services as a tour guide, though we didn't fully understand what she was saying, and we politely declined multiple times, but she kept on following us. Hoping she would leave, we decided to take a quick break and headed to the restroom, but to our surprise, she was still waiting for us when we come out. There's a lot of scams here, guys, like this girl in the pink shirt, so please be careful when you come to Zhangjiajie. Don't fall into their trap. We weren't entirely sure if it was a scam, but it was super uncomfortable to be followed around and having someone selling something to you in a very aggressive way. Fortunately, after we passed the ticket checkpoint, she finally stopped following us. After the bus ride, you will walk a little bit to the west door. This is the west door. It looks like this, and you buy your ticket in the ticket slot. It's 225 yuan per person, and as you can see, there's a lot of scammers who will ask you to go on a tour with them. So just don't do it. Just buy the tickets, and remember, everything is prepared for tourists here in China. So it's going to be really easy if you just go on the official places. Now I need to pass security, and always have your passport in hand when you're traveling China, because this is your ticket. They will register your passport as your ticket, and you only need to give them this. Now that we're inside the park, we're on a mission to visit these three spots. Number 1 is the Avatar Mountain. Number 2 is the world's highest elevator, Bailong Elevator. And number 3 is the famous Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge. And since we are short on time, we hop on the first available bus in front of us without knowing exactly where it would take us. To be honest, guys, it's a bit confusing right now. We have arrived at the next destination after the bus, and we have to buy another ticket using the cableway to get up there to the Hallelujah Mountain, which is the Avatar Mountain. So, and that's 72 per person. Look, it's the Hallelujah Mountains behind me. This is such an enjoyable ride with the cable car. Plus, today is a Monday, so look, we got the cable car on our own. I don't think there's a lot of people today. I mean, there's no line at all. Not like yesterday when we went to Tianmenshan on a Sunday, it was crazy crowded. So I would suggest everyone to come on a Monday, or maybe other weekdays should be fine too. So, we made a few mistakes this morning. We tell the people that we want to go to see the Avatar Mountain, we want to go to Zhangjiajie National Park. Turns out the main place that we have to go, it's called Zhangjiajie. And because of our mistake, we ended up going from cable car to car rides, and we have to pay quite extra. And we wasted a lot of time, but now we know that you have to be in Zhangjiajie. Right now we're at the right spot, that's why you can see there's a lot of people here. And before we explore the area, we're going to eat some food. This is potatoes. It looks really good, guys. The potatoes in China are really good. And I think this is probably beef or pork satay. So let's finish our food before we explore the Avatar Mountains. Do you guys remember when I told you to come on Mondays because there's less people? Turns out we were just on the wrong track. There's a lot of people here, like a lot. I don't think there's a lot of people today. I mean, there's no line at all. Along the way, you will get a lot of glimpse of the Avatar Mountains. Look at behind me. So beautiful, you guys. Can you feel how crowded this place is? Oh, it is super crowded. Is mostly sightseeing. We just flew our drone here. If you guys have drones and you want to fly your drone in Zhangjiajie, it is allowed. It is not illegal to fly drones here. And in case you don't have a drone and you want a drone footage of yourself, they actually have a service for that. So interesting. I've never seen this kind of service anywhere else. So they will shoot you here. You can say goodbye to the drone and they will fly. It is 98 yuan per one video. That's expensive.
When you come to Zhangjiajie, you don't really need that drone shoot. You just come with me. Let me show you how I shoot.
So we just find out that right now where we are at, you can clearly see the Avatar Mountains very nicely, very beautifully. But this is far away from the glass bridge, the famous glass bridge, and also the elevator. This made me realize why people keep saying that the Zhangjiajie National Park are so huge that you cannot explore them in one day. In fact, the tickets that you bought to enter this park is available for 4 days. Because they suggest for people to explore this area for 4 days, minimum of 4 days. That's crazy.
In Zhangjiajie, there is one famous attraction that is glass bridge. There is very large bridge with a glass downside, so you can see through. But it's very far from here. Luckily, we don't even need that because right now in front of me there is also a see-through bridge. Just a different way, just how you think of see-through. Let me tell you, see-through. It's even safer. It's not a glass, so you know it's very safe.
After understanding just how big this national park is, we thought it would be impossible to visit other attractions like the Bailong Elevator and the glass bridge, because according to Baidu Maps, they seem very far away from where we are at the moment. We had almost given up on the idea, but to our surprise, the random bus we took from Avatar Mountains somehow ended up taking us directly to the Bailong Elevator. Sometimes in life, maybe you just need to keep going and not give up. Right now we're lining up on the Bailong Elevator and there's a really long line, guys, and I just want to warn you in the beginning that when there's a line in China, it's going to get chaotic, so just brace yourself and be patient. We just got off the ride. Can you guess how much was it? I think it was like 60 something yuan just for going down like that. But it was such a long elevator ride. It's from 327 floor up. So can you imagine in one go, like shoo! Look Now we're underneath those avatar mountains. This is cool. This is so cool. I love it. A whole new perspective being under here. They look so huge from down here. Now that we're down here and we saw the elevator from down here, it is actually super high up. Like, it's crazy how they built the elevator that high up. And I know a few hours ago I told you guys that the elevator was too far away and we don't know how to reach there. But after walking around and then we get to this place called Fascinating Terrace Station, they have a shuttle bus that takes us directly to this Bailong Elevator. So we took that and it took us only 20 minutes to get to the elevator entrance. And as I told you before, the queue was long and you need to pay extra for the elevator. So I do think getting to Zhangjiajie, you will spend quite a lot of money here. It's quite expensive. Most of the attractions you have to pay again. Still talking about the Bailong Elevator, this is in fact the longest and highest elevator in China. So can you imagine riding there? I think, now that I think it back, it's quite worth it to pay the $60.
The tall is 326 meters.
326 meters above ground.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's quite fast. And one thing that I learned that I don't think you can ride this elevator up. Everyone is just riding it down. There's no entrance to ride it up. But correct me if I'm wrong because I couldn't find a way to ride this elevator up. Another turn waiting in line. Again, I think you spend the majority of your time waiting in line in here, Zhangjiajie, because it's just a lot of tourists. Even though they already have a lot of buses that picks you up.
And pro tips, one day is never enough.
No, it's not enough.
It's not possible anyway.
I don't think it's possible. And once again, I want to tell you that Tianmensan is another place. We did a vlog there, so you can check it out. It's far away from here. It's not the Avatar Mountains, okay guys?
Yeah, you cannot keep it in one day. You
No.
cannot go to Zhangjiajie and Tianmensan one day.
No, it's
I
not
think it's not
possible.
possible.
Yeah. Now we're just waiting in line supposedly this is the bus that will take us back to the first station where we can go back home.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I have a good news and bad news for you. The bad news is that it was already 5 p.m. So it is impossible for us to visit the glass bridge because it is dark and it's very far from where we are. But the good news is that our journey in Zhangjiajie is not over yet. On our way back to the city center, we noticed a strange building not far from where we were staying. We decided to check it out and it turned out to be one of Zhangjiajie's top tourist attractions.
Since we're done with the national park, we decided to spend our night at the famous 72 Chilo. This building means the 72 strange buildings. And if you're wondering why, you can see this building behind me. It looks very unique, right? Yes, and this building is actually the highest Tuxia ethnicity building in the world. Tuxia is one of the ethnicity here in China. And what the number 72 means is it's because this building represents 72 light shows, which you can see now they have a little light show happening on the horizon. Seems like in the middle here they also have a show, and I believe this is a Tuxia show, which is, as I mentioned before, one of the ethnicity here in China. They're singing and dancing and they're wearing very traditional Chinese clothes. Inside, there's a lot of street food, and I have to tell you guys that there's an entrance fee to enter this area. It is 20 yuan before 4:30 p.m. but after that it is 88 yuan. I'm guessing it's because this is actually prettier at night, so they raised the price.
My first impression about this building is that this building a little bit spooky. It feels like a spooky building from a Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It kind of feels like that, but it's also super aesthetic, but it does have the spooky vibes.
Yeah, that's true.
We just saw people using a hammer, hitting something. We thought they were making mochi like the famous ones in Nara, Japan. But turns out they're making something else, like a peanut paste or something. And it's very similar. So the first snack that we bought here is the stinky tofu. This one is a Changsha specialty and it's 10 yuan for 5 pieces.
What unique from this tofu is it's black. Look at this. It's a black tofu.
You guys, I want to tell you that I don't think stinky tofu is stinky. I love the smell of it. I'm sorry to tell you that. Let's try. It's very garlicky and it's so crispy.
It is not stinky at all. Not at all.
It's good. You guys have to try. There's a show happening right now. Now I understand why you have to pay to come here because they have a lot of live shows. Someone is like flying around right now. Whoa! Pretty epic. Next snack, we tried the neural ping or beef pie.
Beef pie, yeah.
It's still very hot. It's fresh from the frying pan. We saw the guy make it and then the girl fried, so I think it's going to be really good and fresh.
And also it smells really good. Yeah?
Yeah, and this is only 6 yuan. So cheap. By who? You can see here there's a few layers and the crust is very salty and there's a few minced beef and also scallions. Ending the night with delicious food is the perfect way to wrap up an incredible day. Today, we both tick off something big in our bucket list by exploring the majestic Avatar Mountains of Zhangjiajie. And as a bonus, we enjoyed a foodie adventure at 72 Chilo. Although the journey wasn't as smooth as expected, with scams, overcrowding, and long wait times, the beauty of the national park made it worthwhile. Now, we understand just how big the national park is. So next time we visit Zhangjiajie, we'll make sure to spend at least 4 days exploring the park. But our adventure in China isn't over yet. There are still many amazing places to visit in our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. And we'll see you next Saturday. Bye!